If you think eating over 100 grams of protein on a plant-based diet means blowing your calories, think again. Here's everything I eat in a day to stay under 1,600 calories while fueling my workouts at almost 70 years old. Let's get into it. So if you watched the intro, then you know today's video is going to be a what I eat in a day. I haven't done one for a while, so I thought it was due to do one. And I'm just going to show you an ordinary day, nothing special. But I wanted to show you how I get my protein in and my fiber with simple, easy meals. And it's really easy to do. It's really easy to hit your protein goals and your fiber goals on a plant-based diet. You don't have to do anything crazy or exotic, just whole foods. And I eat, probably 90–95% of my meals are whole foods. So I like to get, about 110, 115-ish grams of protein a day, at least 35–40 grams of fiber, and I'm going to show you how I do that. And I'm almost 70, I'm postmenopausal, I am at a healthy weight, I exercise, I walk every day, I strength train 3 times a week, I don't do anything fancy or crazy, I'm just doing things that I know are good for my body and will help me live a long, healthy life. If that's something that interests you, then follow along, and I will leave recipes and links and all that fun stuff with all the services I offer. I do have a cookbook, I have a couple guides, I have an online course, and I have a podcast. So, and there's probably something I'm forgetting, but all that information's, discount codes, it's all down below. All right, without further ado, let's get this party started. I just have a little bit of my bread left. I've got to make a new loaf, and I promise I will do a video, but this is my new obsession. So we're just gonna get a slice here. Then we're gonna go put this in the toaster. Beautiful. We're going to put some of my homemade Greek yogurt on here. Or you can do avocado, but my avocado isn't just quite ripe yet. And then I'm just going to put on some tomatoes. And then we're gonna just do a little bit of lettuce, it looks pretty. I'm gonna use some of this peach flavored glaze from Trader Joe's. Just a little bit on here, gives it a nice little tang flavor. All right. On my toast, my egg. And of course, a few blueberries. How pretty is that? I just got back from the gym, so I'm going to have lunch, but before I do that, I'm going to have a small little smoothie because I want to get some protein in, and I want to be able to take my creatine, which is very important when you're trying to build muscle. So I've just got a little bit of a frozen banana, and then I'm going to add some almond milk, and we're just going to add a cup. So that's 240 mils, and let's see how close I can get. Pretty close, right on. And then we're just gonna add 2 scoops of my favorite protein powder, Earth Chimp. You can get 10% off using my code, and then free shipping for orders over 45. So 2 scoops. And this is the vanilla. And then just 1 scoop of creatine. I do about 5 grams a day, which is 1 scoop. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this because otherwise it's a little bit too thick for me. And then I'm going to show you what I'm having for lunch. So I finished my smoothie and now I'm going to throw together my lunch. So this is why preparing food ahead of time is so important, because I'm really hungry. So I've got broccoli already ready to go. I've got some sweet potatoes ready to go. I've got my tofu ready to go. Throw on my sauce and lunch is served. So it's very important. It's critical for consistency if you want to be healthy, if you're trying to lose fat, even if you're in maintenance, having those foods there just really makes your life so much easier. So let me show you how I'm just going to throw this in this bowl, and literally it's 2 minutes, if that. And I've already heated everything up. A couple minutes in the microwave. I'm just going to throw it in my bowl and put my sauce on. All right, I've got my usual bowl that I serve everything in. And I'm just going to put some broccoli here. This is about 100 grams. And yes, I do measure everything. And as my bestie, Joey from Plant Based Dad said, if weighing food triggers you, then don't watch me because I measure everything. It's what keeps me consistent. And there's my sweet potatoes. And then I have a serving of my Big Mountain fava bean tofu. And this is going to be lunch. So I'm going to go enjoy lunch. Oh, wait. We want to put on my sweet chili sauce. And I just put a tablespoon. It's plenty. Now the sweet potato I just put in my air fryer and seasoned it up with garlic salt, onion powder, smoked paprika, a little nutritional yeast. And it's delicious. All right, that's it. Plenty of sauce, and I will see you at dinner. So I'm going to make a bit of a stir fry tonight. Well, not a bit of a stir fry, I'm making a stir fry. And I'm going to add this at the end. This is the soy-free tofu, the fava bean tofu. Love this tofu. It's higher in protein. It's 70 calories for a quarter of this package, no fat, no carbs, and 16 grams of protein for a quarter of this package. So excellent macros. So I'm just going to cut this up, season it, and we're going to air fry it. And then I will add that to my stir fry at the very end. All right, let's cube this up. Now cutting it up this way, 8 pieces are serving. You can season this however you want. I do it the same way every time. Garlic salt, onion powder, smoked paprika, and some nutritional yeast. Toss. Do it a little bit more. See, simple, easy. This tofu cooks a bit faster, so I only cook this I air fry this for 10 minutes in my oven on the air fryer setting. And I like to put them on one at a time. That's just my little thing. So they're a good distance apart, so they crisp up nicely. But if you just want to throw them on the pan, you can do that. You know, I'm all about doing what works for you. Who am I to judge? Who are we to judge anybody, for that matter? All right, so there's 32 pieces, 8 pieces a serving. Let's pop these in the oven, and then let's make our little stir fry. We'll get back to the recipe in just a minute. I just want to remind you guys that if you're liking this content, if you're learning something, if you're enjoying it, Please give it a like, share it with your friends, and definitely subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, which is every week. And be sure to check out everything in the description box. I have linked to my cookbook, all my favorite discount codes, and to my 14-day reset to routine guide. I have an online course, all kinds of things to check out in there. And as always, the full recipe will be in the description box. That way you don't have to write it down, it's right there for you, so super easy. All right, let's get back to the recipe. All right, I've got a little bit of water heating up in this pan, and I'm gonna start with some ginger and garlic. And we've got medium heat, and I'm just using jarred garlic and frozen ginger. I know, don't clutch your pearls. It's about making things easy. So we'll just let this saute for a few minutes. You may also notice that I am not cooking with oil because it is just not necessary. Everything will saute just nicely in water, and you're saving hundreds of calories. All right, I'm gonna throw in some onions. And most of these veggies I'm putting in here, I'm putting in like a 1/4 cup. Except for the carrots and the bell pepper. I have a little bit more than a 1/4 cup. So this isn't really a recipe. All right, we're gonna let those onions go till they're softened, and then we're just gonna throw everything else in. All right, let's add everything in. I've got a 1/4 cup of peas, frozen peas. Here's my carrot, it's just 1 carrot. 1/4 cup of edamame, 1/4 cup of riced cauliflower, some water chestnuts, and then this is my bell pepper. It's just 1 small bell pepper. It's from my garden, so I wanted to use it. So we're gonna let this saute for a couple minutes, let the things defrost that were frozen. I'm just gonna put a lid on it. Now I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of coconut aminos. You could use tamari, soy sauce. This is just my choice. A little bit of seasoning, garlic salt of course, a little bit of onion powder, and a couple shakes of red pepper just to give it a little heat. Then I'm going to add in about 3/4 cup of some veggie broth, and I'm going to bring this up to a boil and then let it simmer for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to thicken it up a little bit, and then I'll add some greens at the very end and my tofu. I'm just going to add a little arrowroot and water, a tablespoon of each. You could use cornstarch and just stir it around, get a little bit thickened up. Or you don't have to thicken it up, or if you want it thicker, use more. I'm just going to turn this down. I'm going to add in some kale, and then I'm going to add in my tofu, my 8 pieces, and we'll just let this simmer for a minute so the tofu can pick up the rest of those flavors. And then we're ready to eat. All right, here we go, finished product. This is a huge plate of food, huge. I'll give you macros in just a minute. I gotta give this a taste. This is one of my favorite meals to make, so easy. Ooh, I've got one of my little green peppers that came from my garden. Mmm, so good. That sauce is amazing. And I just love all the veggies. Very good. Okay. Now I'm also going to have my yogurt dessert that I make, that I've made many times for you guys. I'm not going to show you how I do it today. I'll leave a link to one of the recipes, to one of the videos that shows you how to do it, but I've done it several times. But with dessert, it's 1,550 calories, 120 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs, 36 grams of fat, and 35 grams of fiber. Just this dinner alone is 469 calories and 33 grams of protein. So it is possible to get over 100 grams of protein a day. I like to be around 115, 120. That's just me personally. Everyone has their own goals and their own needs, and those are the ones that you need to follow. You don't need to do exactly what I do, because what works for me may not work for you. We're different ages, we're different body types, we have different health issues, comorbidities, so everyone is different. So you need to just do what works for you. And this has all been trial and error for me. And I've gone lower protein, I've gone higher protein, and I think that this is my sweet spot, is right around 115, 120. That's where I feel my best. I feel like I have energy, I am building muscle, and it just works for me. There's many different calculators online that will help you determine what that might be. And those are just general rules, okay? So like I said, everyone's different. I'm almost 70 years old. I am postmenopausal. I'm hypothyroid. I'm on hormone replacement therapy. I'm on thyroid medicine. I take different supplements like vitamin D. So my whole makeup is different than yours. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now. Hope you liked this video, hope you learned something. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you've made it this far in the video, comment below with what I eat in a day. You could put the initials for that, whatever that might be. What I eat in a day, that'll work. All right, remember, all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your fate. Until next time, thank you.